Hello, join me while I finish my little Christmas mouse. My name's Lucy and I'm from Nonny Buttons Crafts, and this is my needle felt mouse. My plan is to make a load of mice to go on the Christmas tree, naughty little mice stealing, like hanging off baubles and stealing candy canes and chocolate sweets and things like that. He's actually, compared to the mice I normally make, he's much bigger. So he might be the king of mice, but I love making these and I love watching them sort of come to life. So I'm just going to do that for a little bit, and you can watch me if you want to. So I've got his ear, and we're just going to attach that. And I just feel like when you start adding these bits like the eyes and the nose, they really do come to life. I have used a pipe cleaner in him. And there are lots of mice videos, but I just thought it might be nice to do a little chat and a make, so you can just see the process as we go. I love needle felting. I probably would have a go at anything, but it does help if you've got a bit of interest in what you're making. Otherwise, because they take so long to make, it's really easy to get like a bit fed up if you're not really into what you're making. So yeah, try to pick something you're interested in. And last year I made absolutely loads of Christmas decorations, and until I get my Christmas decorations out, I'm not really sure. I can't really remember absolutely everything I've made. So it leaves me feeling a little bit unsure as to what I want to make now. I have lots of supplies, so really it's just up to me to choose. On how many mice I make, I don't know. Maybe they need to be bigger on the Christmas tree. Maybe they just need to be. Do excuse my nails. I'd rather be crafting than doing my nails. Getting like symmetry with things like this can be really tricky. Sorry if there's a noise, the boiler's just turned on. Sounds loud to me. Haven't done not done much felting this week. I love needle felting, but it takes so long, and the creatures, I think I started this little one last week, and it just a little bit here and there. It just hasn't really developed very much, and he seems to have taken a lot longer than I had planned. I keep looking back at real pictures of mice to try and help me to get him a bit accurate. He's a bit lopsided. I think this side needs to be smaller. You could definitely spend hours working on these little creatures. You might want to spend hours working on these little creatures. I never put whiskers on my mice. I feel like that's a step too close to realism, and I don't want mine to be that realistic. I don't think they look very realistic anyway, but I'm kind of a bit stuck on what to make next. I know I've got to do more mice, but I might need a break from mice. This one's taken a long time. I've got one arm bigger than the other, and I've got one leg here bigger than the other, so I'm just wondering whether I need to add a bit more. How much more I can compact this down is limited now. I think I'm gonna have to make this side bigger. This is what happens. You think you're getting somewhere, and then you have to do something which takes a bit of time. I'm just going to wrap that around. There is a point as well with needle felting that you can over felt and then it becomes really difficult to add more wool, and I feel like we're getting to that point with him. I probably need to just get him finished and accept that he isn't quite how I wanted him to be. I used pipe cleaners in him to help with the tail, and I think I made the base bit too big. So I'm wondering if I can, how am I going to make him a little crown? The obvious thing would be a little felt crown, but that's really small to, no, I've made crowns before. Let's see. I've also got some tiny little light bulbs somewhere. I fancy one like holding onto some light bulbs or something. Okay, I feel like that has made this side a bit more chunkier. Just wants a bit more attaching. I think my needle's wearing out as well. I think I probably need to, I bought some new needles not that long ago and I'm not really getting on with them. Let's take an old one. Yeah, that feels better. I think as well this ball is quite compacted now. I've definitely got one leg a bit bigger, so let's just do this leg as well. I do think it would be really easy to overwork the character, and I really do want to have a go at making some really tiny things as well. Yeah, I definitely need some Christmas inspiration. I have a whole load of mice in different colours that sit on my fireplace. My fireplace has sort of become a display area, seasonal display area, and quite a lot of my felts end up on that. And we have sort of different lights for different seasons and things like that. I'm not sure what is going to happen for Christmas yet until I get everything out and have a good look. So I was thinking that the mice that currently live on the fireplace will go into the tree. Maybe not. Okay, how are we feeling about him? He's still got one leg. It's just a bit different to the other. It will pose, so that's helpful. I'm trying to give him like a little bit of a hip. There's a lot you can do with needle felt, and it just amazes me how you can manipulate the ball. I sort of think most things are salvageable as well if you feel like it's going wrong, or you can turn it into something else. Okay, he's still bigger on one side. This is now down to how much effort I want to put into getting him right. Okay, I think if we bend his leg, we get away with it. Okay. His head's a bit... This is quite stiff here now where I've worked on this. Obviously I wasn't really happy with quite how his body was shaping up, so I've spent quite a bit of time on this now and it's limited to what I can do there, I think. Let's try and just put a little bit of definition in here under his arm. Hope you can see what I'm doing. Just knock this down around here a bit so you see a little bit more of the pink. There's a lot more of the pink on show on the other side. I want these to look like escaped mice, like pet mice. I might mix them in with some more wild colour ones as well, I guess. Okay, and he stands up, so yeah, I'm pretty pleased with that. So we just need to sort this ear out a little bit. His ear's quite close. I think his face needs to be a bit more pointier. I haven't done too much work on his face, so there's room to, actually not that much room to stiffen him up a bit. Point him out. Pointy little fella. Maybe I'll just make all my mice and then we'll decide how they're going to be posed. And I bought lots of eyes to use, but I always find I don't like them. I much prefer just using bits of felt. I sort of feel like it should be completely felted. That's much too big. Tiny bit of black, I'm rolling it around my fingers. Friction is amazing. Watch him come alive now with a little eye. Oh, looks good with just one eye already. I'm just differing on what his mouth needs to look like. Do I need to go and get one of my other mice so I can work out what his mouth looks like? I recently made a witch for Halloween, a witch mouse, and that was too big as well. And this eye is a different size. So if you make two eyes and they're a different size, you can either try and make the bigger eye smaller, or you can add a piece. But I think we'll probably get away. I think I've managed to move that eye out a bit. Compact this one a tiny bit. There. Oh, look at his little eyes. Oh, he's so cute. Let me just go and grab something so I can get his mouth right. I'll be 2 seconds. My mice seem to change, so this one's quite similar actually to this one. Maybe it's because he's the white pet. You can see how much smaller he is. He's probably better acting than this one, but and then this is the one I did a couple of weeks ago that my son's been playing with, so he could do with a bit of firming up. I really like his face. I think he looks a bit more like a hamster. So what have I done with them? Okay, like a triangle nose. I just forgot what their noses look like. So we'll take a tiny bit of pink. Let's give him a little tiny triangle nose. like this pink. I think it's Candy Floss from World of War. Corridor, I would say. I have Candy Floss in two different types. I think I've got it in a merino, which I sort of struggle to use really. I think I've used it in some hair. So I'm just twisting this piece, because like I said, friction's quite good, so that I can give him a bit of a mouth. You still see. They're so much fun to make, aren't they? I've got to really have a think about what my naughty little mice are going to be doing. We're getting a bit uneven here. Such a pale colour, it's almost lost, isn't it? I can see it. I'm not sure if you can. It's such a dark day today. Sometimes you can just use the wall to give you the shape you want. Yeah, I can push this in so much that it begins to form the shape that you want. I've distorted him a little bit there. Okay, yeah, I think I'm happy with him. Yeah, they look quite different, don't they? Evolution of the mouse. Yeah, thank you for joining me. I will share with you more mice as we get more of them to go on our Christmas tree. Take care. Thank you. Bye.